Hello, fifth graders. This is your librarian, Mrs. Matola, and today we are going to be wrapping up our lesson on the Big 6 approach to research that we started earlier, and we are going to walk through the steps and review what we've learned. So back at the beginning of the lesson, we were talking about our objectives, our student learning objectives, the things that we want you to know by the end of the lesson. So our first objective that we listed was for students to be able to describe the components of the Big 6 approach to research and to evaluate how the steps of the Big 6 have a positive effect on researching. This is your lesson handout. This will be available for you to review. This contains information about what the Big 6 is and each of the steps of the Big 6 process. I want to draw your attention to this second page. You can see here there's a big red arrow and a box around it. This says additional resources for learning about the Big 6. So there are 5 resources that are listed here for you all to review. The first of these is the Big 6 website itself. So this will contain a lot of good information about how the Big 6 was developed and some more information about the steps of the process. And you can learn more about that on their website. The next resource that I have listed for you here is a library guide. It's from Eugene Ashley High School. And while it is designed for high schoolers, it has a lot of good information that is applicable to you all as fifth graders as well about the Big 6 process and how it can be used to help you while you're researching. The next resource that I have listed here is another YouTube video that's different from the one that was included in this lesson. This will provide an overview of the Big 6 for you. And then there is a blog post listed below that outlines the Big 6 process, as well as a presentation of slides for you all to review as well if you would like additional information. So now we're going to review what we learned about the Big 6. So as the name implies, there are 6 steps that are outlined for you all to use while you're researching. The first step is for you all to define the task that you have at hand. So this is a 2-part step. You're going to define the problem that you have or the information need that you have. So you're going to ask yourself, what problem am I trying to solve? And what are you trying to learn more about? So you have to analyze your assignment and think about what is the core question or problem that you're facing that your research will try to answer. The next step that we see in the Big 6, is information seeking strategies. So in this part of the Big 6, you are thinking about what kind of resources will help you as you conduct your research. So again, this is a 2-pronged step. It is determining the possible sources. So think about the information need that you have and what kind of resource would best help you answer those questions. So would it be an encyclopedia or an almanac or an atlas or an index? What sort of resources would be the best match for your information need? And then the second part is for you to select those types of resources that you're going to look for and use. So you're thinking about all the resources that you have available and then deciding which would be the best resources for you to use as you go through your process. The next step in the Big 6 is for you to actually go and locate and retrieve those resources. So step 3 is all about location and access. So you're going to go and find the print and electronic resources that we use in your research, and then you're going to find the information within those resources and read through them to find things that will support your research and help to answer your information need. Step 4 of the Big 6 is called the use of information. So during this step, this is where you're going to be actively engaging with the information. You're going to read through your print and electronic resources, and you're going to make notes that are relevant to your research. Also be sure that you're writing the notation of where you found this research so that you can cite it appropriately when it's time to create your bibliographies. Step 5 of the Big 6 is called synthesis. And during this time in the process, you are going to be organizing your information that you found from your multiple sources. So you're going to think about what would be the most logical presentation of your information that you've retrieved and how you're going to present it to others. This could be either in a written paper or a verbal presentation or a digital work product, depending on the assignment that you're trying to complete. But you will order your information in a logical way and then present your findings. Step 6 of the Big 6 process is to then evaluate the process. And I think this is the point that really sets the Big 6 apart from other research models, is you are judging both the product that you have created for how effectively it's helping to share your need, and you're also judging the process itself. So you're asking yourself, how well did your presentation meet the information need or problem that you identified in the first step? And then you're also evaluating the process that you went on during this course of your research. How well were you able to research your topic using the Big 6 approach? And so here we have our conclusion slide. This is where we're going to wrap up what we have talked about. So to review, the Big 6 was designed by Michael Eisenberg and Bob Berkowitz. The Big 6 provides a step-by-step approach to research that incorporates technology throughout the process. So at all of the points of the Big 6, you can use both print and electronic resources to help you during the process. As we talked about, is a multi-step process with clear expectations at each step, and it promotes information literacy as well as technology skills. And as I said in the step 6, it is evaluating both the product and the process of the research that you went on as you conducted your research. So I hope this has been an informative and helpful lesson that you will use as you move forward on your research projects in the future. Thank you.